So today we're going to talk about the first aid kit that I bring with me. And we're going not to talk about everything in the bag, we're going to talk about the 6 items that's actually saving lives. And a lot of you guys will disagree with me. You will bring up tourniquet and things like that. And this is not war. And if you still believe that you need a tourniquet after seeing this video, you have been looking at too many action videos, you have been looking too much to Bear Grylls and shit like that.
Frahad.
This is real life. Stay in the video and you will see what I'm talking about. There is one more thing that's super important to understand. There is no pills, no equipment, there is nothing that's saving life if you are lack of knowledge. I can really recommend you to searching for NOLS. We put a link somewhere. NOLS is an American system. They make this and give these educations. They are really good. There is different systems. They are also maybe good, but I have done several education with NOLS. I recommend it. Get the knowledge, and now we continue. My name is Matti. I work as a professional wilderness guide and dog musher up in northern Sweden. Together with my girlfriend Stina, we also make these videos about equipment, about our trips in the north and so on. Now back to the first aid bag. I will also make a video later on when we talk about the comfort things. In this video we just talk about the 6 most important things that saving life. Tape, comfort. Bandage, comfort. One of the first things that you actually need is a pair of gloves. And now you say, why gloves? Yes, gloves is usually the thing that protects you from all the blood or all the messy things. Gloves is also the thing that protect your patient from getting infection. They should be clean, they should not be used before for when you was cleaning the fish or whatever. They should be clean and they should be packed like this and you have them in the bag. Easy to access. If you have a pair of gloves and someone suddenly puts something in the throat or throwing up and you need to dig out things from the mouth of them, or they're bleeding and you must put pressure on the bleeding part, if you have gloves you don't hesitate. If you hesitate, then that's a big risk. You need action to save life. Gloves is super important. That was number 1. Some bandage, comfort things. Bandage, comfort things. Hello, Annie. Come here. Come. And now Annie is coming here and wanna learn also about first aid stuff probably. So, and then we have the second thing, that's antihistamine. You have several different kind of brands of them. Why antihistamine? You should know, a lot of people dies in Sweden and all over the world of course, because they are stung by a wasp or a bee, they get allergic reaction and they swallow and they can't breathe.
Now I'm allergic to bees. If I get stung, I'm gonna seize up and die.
It's also a lot of people who are allergic to peanuts and nuts, and if they get it, a cookie with a nut, and they get an allergic reaction. And antihistamine can solve some of that problems and actually saving life. So if you have someone in the group that say, oh, I'm probably allergic to nuts, and they're eating a cookie and suddenly they start itching inside the throat.
Are you sure you're all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Hey, is it itchy in here or is it just me?
Oh, I know what's happening. I think you have food allergies.
Give this to them quite quickly, because you need to, there is a window when you can give it, and after that you can't give it. Then it's too closed and they just hyperventilate or something like that. Package like this, it should be together with the paper, so you can read what it is and people can actually make a decision if they want to take it or not. This is something you can get over the counter. You can just buy it without any recipe or any paper from the doctor. This is free to buy in Sweden. And as I said, a lot of people who are allergic to pollen eating them 1 pill every day. Claritine, and I can highly recommend antihistamine. That's a lifesaver. And then number 3, that's Epipen. In Sweden we don't carry that because we are only allowed to get medication that we need by ourselves. Epipen give you a window where if someone have a bad reaction, you give the Epipen and then you give these pills. If you're out with someone who are really allergic to peanuts or nuts and actually die if they get it, they usually carry an Epipen. What you should know about the Epipen is if you are out in cold climate, they freeze. And then you need a backup pen and you need to check the dates on them and do that before the tours go, and ask your friends or the participants in the group that they actually tell you where the Epipen is. And if you are doing a hiking trip together and there is a person that's really bad allergic person, then 1 Epipen on your backpack and 1 Epipen on your friend's backpack. Because what happens if your friend fall in the river and that backpack is gone and suddenly they get stung by a wasp and they are super allergic to wasps? You have always to think 2 steps. But Epipen is nothing I carry, but that's also one thing that are really important if you need it. Number 4, Aspirin, or acetylsalicylsyra we call it in Swedish, or magnesyl. People who have symptoms of a heart attack, they get very high pressure and pain over the chest because the heart don't get enough with oxygen. The heart, one of the blood vessels to the heart is blocked by some clogs, and it getting cramp because it don't get oxygen, and that's really bad. If you give aspirin to that person, I don't really remember how much, you should Google that, but I think something between 200-400 milligram. These tablets are 500 milligrams, so I would probably take 1 tablet. And you should take them, and that makes the blood passing by easier. It's like oil for the blood. So aspirin saves lives with people who have heart attack. And the same with all pills. Check the dates, regular basic, check the dates. Is this too old? Should I get a new one? Blah, 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 you know. Because if it's too old, it's not good anymore. Number 5, CPR mask. If you get a person that actually get a heart stop, then you start with CPR. If you are in the urban environment, in the city, the advice today is just to make the push, because then you get help. You have an ambulance there very quickly and you get help. And why? One of the reasons why the advice is to not make in-blow today is that people don't hesitate to go and help if they just had to push. They can't make wrong. If they had to push and blow, then people start hesitating.
Okay, give her mouth to mouth.
Oh no,
Yes,
really?
yes, do it.
Okay.
No, you gotta blow in her mouth, come on. 1 breath, come on.
One of these masks protect you from the patient, and it also protects the patient from you. And making CPR, I have never done that, but making CPR is not a cozy thing to do. When you're blowing in, you blow air into the stomach, and then what's in the stomach would come up. And then you need the gloves and to dig out things from the mouth, and you need the mask to protect you, because then when the person throw up, you take it away and they throw up and you dig out and put the mask on again and continue doing what you're doing. You should do CPR like 1 hour actually before you give up. And one of the reasons why you do CPR out here, maybe you have a day until you get help or something like that. One of the very important reasons to make CPR is actually you. it's much easier to recover from a situation like that if you have tried to do something. If you haven't done anything, just standing there, oh, he's dead, then you will feel bad afterwards and you will have harder to recover from that. If you have tried CPR and you really feel that you can do it, so this is important. It actually could save life and it could help you to actually do action. And then we have number 6 of this important stuff, and that's actually glucose. And you can have honey, you can have this sugar thing you put on cakes. You can buy glucose also in small tubes on the pharmacia. I usually have one of them with me. Right now I actually didn't have one of them. If you find someone that have passed out, it's good to put some of the glucose and put it on the gum, because if it's a person with diabetics that are low sugar, then it take it into the body and they will survive. Sugar like that, even if someone pass out on another reason, it's not bad to give sugar. The sugar will not kill someone. It's maybe not the best solution in all situations, but it saves much more than it actually harms. It's not harm anyone. You should not fill up the mouth. If someone have passed out, you should not fill up the mouth with sugar, of course, because they need air also. You just put a little bit on the finger and rub it on the gum. And on the finger, then you need the gloves again. So sugar is important. And you can put it together with a little bit water, because the gum absorbs the energy and absorb the glucose into the blood quite quickly. All these things you pack into a first aid kit bag, and then you pack it in a waterproof bag and you bring it on the tours. I have several of this. I think I have 3 or 4 different first aid kits, and I have one for shorter tours like this. I have one for the summer hike with groups, and I have one for winter tours with groups. I always bring them. No, I'm not. I try to always bring them. I want to always bring them, because I don't want to stand without this if something goes wrong. And I will make more videos about this. I will make videos when I show what's in the different bag. I will talk about the comfort stuff I use. But these 6 items I was talking about now, they should always be in your bag, except the Epipen. So there is 5 items that you should have in your first aid kit always. And one more thing, there is some things that's not covered in this video, and that's if you have a friend with asthma, if you have a friend with some heart disease, that diabetes and things like that, then they need extra medication. You need extra things. You had to know your group, you had to know your friends, and adjust some part of the equipment depending what kind of people you're out with and what problem you had to solve with them. I think that was all from me today. Now I'm going and make some coffee here and enjoying the landscape for a while. See you next video. Ciao!